fans, T-Boss is 13-3 here with top shelf guests. Chippewa Steel billet parents Dan Solberg, Conrad and Christelle High, and Steel players Jacob Ursak, Austin Boyce, and Matisse Pachich. This episode is sponsored by Chippewa Steel, Riverside Bike and Skate, Raleigh's Coach Club, Market and Johnson, Williams Diamond Center, and Kelly Heating and Electric. Mogi.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us today, both the players and the billet families. This is exciting. We've never had a billet family before. Obviously, we've had a bunch of players, so it's going to be really cool to get your perspective. And we're here thanks to the Steel and Braden Burt for getting this all organized for us. And also thanks for the sponsorship that the Steel now has with our podcast. So that's very cool. We're at the rink. We're excited. We're ready to go. Let's do it, JC.
All right. This is awesome. These guys had a little bit of practice this afternoon, and they were talking to me about a little bit of battle day. So a little bit tough time on the ice. But let's get to know these players. How about that?
I'm ready. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Let's start with Austin. Austin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Austin Boyce, and I'm from Havre, Montana. I've been playing hockey this will be my 15th year. I've been playing ever since I was 3. I played high school hockey there all the way up until last year, where I played for the North Star Knights in Alexandria, Minnesota. And then that's where I got scouted to come and play here for these guys. So now I'm here. So, yep.
Well, welcome.
Very cool. Welcome to Chippewa.
Yep.
All right. How about Jacob?
Hi, I'm Jacob Ursak. I'm from Slovakia. And yeah, I've been playing hockey there for all my career, and this is the first year I've came to another country to play hockey.
Well, welcome to the U.S.
Thank you.
All right, Matisse.
Yeah, hi, I'm Matisse Percic. I'm 18 years old, and I'm coming from a small country from Eastern Europe called Slovenia. A lot of guys in the beginning kind of got it wrong and thought I'm from Slovakia like Irsak, but it's a bit different. Hockey's not so popular as well. But yeah, I've been playing hockey for 14 years, and I've been abroad for 3 already now. I've been having 2 seasons in Finland, and yeah, this is my first year in the States right now. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, very cool. Welcome. That's awesome. And let's meet the billet families.
Yeah, let's see if anybody's willing to pick up a microphone for us, Moog.
Well, once they get going, it'll be awesome.
That'll be good? All right. How about Conrad?
Yeah, I'm Conrad High. This is our 3rd year billeting. It's an awesome community. The hockey community is awesome. It's small. Everyone, no matter where you go, you'll run into someone that knows someone that you know. So it's exciting being a part of it.
Conrad, were you a hockey player yourself?
I was not. Other than like pond pickup hockey, but that was it.
All right. And how about your wife?
I'm Christelle High, and I have loved being a billet mom. It's something that's super rewarding, and I come from Canada, so hockey's just kind of in my blood. I never played for a league or anything, but it was always a fun recreational thing we did. So, no, I haven't always played hockey, but I love being a billet mom and cheering on my hockey players.
All right. How about Dan?
Hi, I'm Dan Solberg. I first started billeting 6 years ago. We were empty nesters at the time and applied to be a billet. And here I am 6 years later. And we've had everywhere from 1 player to start out with, 3, and now we're at 2 players this year. So lots of interesting stories, and you meet lots of people from all over the world.
I bet you do. How does one go about being a billet family? Dan, let's start with you. How did you get interested in this, and how did you become a billet family?
So when I first saw the Chippewa Steel were coming to town, I was married at the time, asked my wife, since we were empty nesters, if she was interested in doing that, and I got oh heck no, we're not going to do that. And so I missed the first year of the Chippewa seasons here, came to watch a couple games, but then the second year became a free agent, and now I can do whatever I want. So now I'm billeting and 6 years into it. So it's been a very interesting ride.
I've never quite heard
Nope.
that as being called a free
Very
agent.
diplomatic way of terming that situation,
Yeah,
I would
you
say.
did awesome.
So, yeah, that's pretty neat. I'm sure once people hear this, other people might use that phrase as well.
How about the High family here? How would you guys, why did you become a Billet family, and how did you do it?
So I believe it was spring of 21, I believe. We'd never been to a hockey game before, so our neighbors were telling us about the Steel. So we came up to the game, and it just so happened it was Billet Appreciation Night. So, you know, the players come on the ice, and the families come on the ice, they get a picture together and whatever. And they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And Chris was like, yeah, that's really cool. So we went home, we're sitting on the couch watching TV, and she's like, I filled out the application. And so that's how it happened.
Wow. Very cool.
A lot of discussion ahead of time, the way it sounds.
I'm not going to say who wears the pants in that house, but I'm kind of getting a feel for it. What about you, JC?
We don't need to say any more on that one, Mo. I think we're good. Oh, all right. So, how are players assigned to a Billet family? Do you guys have a choice going into it?
Basically, no, we don't. The Billet coordinator made us fill out some kind of a questionnaire about what things we like, how are we as a person, how are we as a people, and then they kind of try to connect you with the same type of thinking Billet parents or Billet families, and I think that was pretty cool. I have never seen that, and I think that's a way to do it as well. So
You were happy with the process.
yeah, I was pretty surprised we got that, because I was billeting for 2 years in Finland and we didn't have that. So I like it.
Dan?
The billet coordinator does a really good job of putting players where they need to go. So, for example, I have at times had 3 players, and I typically get players that have cars, but we'll also get 1 player, sometimes 2 players that don't have cars. It also depends on if you have pets at your house. We used to not have any animals. Now we have a cat, so now that's all part of the application process that they fill out, is if they're allergic to animals or even food allergies. We have 1 player at our house that's gluten-free, and so this is my 2nd year having a gluten-free player, so you learn how to do that as well. And there are families that are gluten-free, so they end up with players just because of that.
Can you give us a shout out to the Billet coordinator?
Kristen is our billet coordinator. She does a great job. This is her 1st year of doing it, and she's doing wonderful, coming right out of the gate, doing good.
Nice. Glad to hear it.
Well, I'm looking at these strapping young men to my left here who have between them 6 hollow legs. So I'm guessing you guys hoist in a few calories a day. Austin, is that correct?
Yeah, no, that's correct. I eat a lot, but my billet brother, like, I thought I ate a lot, but then this guy over here, he's like, he eats almost twice as much as me almost every night. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I thought I had the title. And he's like, no, not even close.
You're not in the same league as him, you know?
No,
I don't know if that's something to do with being a European or something, but yeah, I do like to eat a lot. My mom always says that I ate everything up from the table, so yeah.
So there's no leftovers at the house.
She tries to make them, but sometimes that just doesn't work out.
Doesn't work. Okay. All right. Jacob, are you a big eater as well?
I would say yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm eating a lot, and yeah, Dennis cooking a lot, so I'm happy. Like, we have some leftovers for another days, and yeah, I'm after every dinner I'm fill up. So yeah, it's great.
So do you guys find that you have to eat more during the season to keep your weight and your strength up? And does that taper off that when it's the off season, or you just mowing all the time?
Me personally, it's all the time. You know, it's just like food. Yep. Calling my name right now, Austin. Yep, that's me. Food is going down the hatch. So
Yeah, I would say the same, because off season you get to practice a lot as well, just in the gym, and you burn, I would say, about the same amount of calories as you do in season. So I would say I'm the guy who eats all the time a lot as well. It just doesn't stop, and my stomach got used to it. But yeah, I have to say that our Billet family, Billet parents, are doing a great job at keeping enough food and very good food as well, homemade food. So yeah, it's been really good.
I concur.
So what's the go-to pregame for you guys? Go-to pregame meal?
Some easy meal like chicken and pasta, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So same as the NHL.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also have a chicken Alfredo before every game. Chicken Alfredo, nap, go to the game. So, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Pretty much got it dialed in that manner.
Yep.
So for the Billet families here, in the off season compared to during the season, what's the difference in the grocery bill?
It's very different. My children wish the hockey players were back so that I could cook good food again.
Oh, is that right? So Dan, are you a good cook yourself?
I have learned to cook a lot more variety than I used to. My kids that are now adults and have children of their own are amazed at why, or the things that I cook now, and I'm frequently asked how come I never cooked like that when they lived at home. So, but it's part of it is you have different players every year, and over 6 years you have different likes, dislikes, and it's a feeling out process every year to see what they like. What you cooked last year for 7-8 months out of the year may not be something that they enjoy this year. So you always have to tell them, if you like that, you have to tell me, but especially if you don't like it, you have to tell me, because it's something that I made. I don't mind making it. I like it, and you're going to get it again if you don't speak up.
All right. Fair enough.
So let's talk about the housing accommodation. So Billet families, what kind of, did you have to repurpose any rooms in your house to accommodate these monsters, or how did that work out for you?
Yeah, so for the last 2 seasons, we had one player, and we were planning on one player again this year. So we had a secondary bedroom in the basement that we were working on, but it was on the back burner. Wasn't that important. So really short on beds this year, and every day we're getting emails, if you have an extra bed, please let me know, and so like a week before, Chris said, okay, we can take a temporary player, we'll set up a temporary bed, whatever. And then that quickly turned into, we're getting 2 players. So we rushed to get our second bedroom done. But that was, we had a bedroom in the basement already. So like the first player, we just had to get the, bed, dresser, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
All right. So essentially each player does get their own room then.
Yeah, I have rooms for everyone. I actually have a spare bedroom right now. I remember when the Billet coordinator talked to me about first signing up to be a Billet, and she couldn't come, so the coach, a few coaches ago, came through, and he actually walked through the house, and I reached out to the Billet coordinator later that night and asked, what he had to say, and I was figuring on one player, and his response was, oh, you can have 2 and possibly even 3. And I'm like, time out. When I applied, it was a single guy. I didn't even know if they'd put somebody with a single guy for fear of what I would cook or what our lifestyle would be like. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, you can have 3. I was like, we got to talk here. So I started with 2 the first year and quickly ended up with 3. So it actually at times having 3 is better than 2, because sometimes the 2 don't always have the same likes, dislikes, or can get on each other's nerves. But if you have a third one, then 2 can complain about the other one, and the other 2 can complain about the other one, and then the other 2 can complain about. So that always, for me, having 3 seems to work out best.
Matisse, you kind of lit up a little bit when he made that comment. Do you have anything you want to add, or?
I mean, we don't have to worry about it here. We have 4 more Billet siblings, so our Austin has not gone on my nerves since I've come here. So I think that's pretty good, and I'm pretty
So it's the
impressed
little
about
ones.
it. No, I love them. They're great kids. Amazing. You guys are doing an amazing job raising them. I have to say that they're really nice and little funny kids. Yeah, I don't know. Just love to have them around.
All right. So, the NAHL, North American Hockey League, competition level compared to what you guys have been playing in the past. Jacob, what do you think the competition level is like in the NAHL?
So first of all, I think it's faster a lot. There is a lot of skillful players, and compared to Europe, the rinks are smaller, so the game is faster and everything. It's like you need to be in action everywhere, such as is like puck when it's on blue line or top of the circles. Like it's closer than in Europe. And I mean, the quality of the league, it's on a high level. And yeah, I mean, I like it.
How about the other two guys?
Yeah, so for me, I came from 18U AAA, and I got to where I could play pretty well in that league. And then during training camp here, I got here and I was like, this is not 18U AAA. So it took a bit of it adjusting, but I think I have now, and yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, big and fast.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing as Jacob said. So back in Europe, we have wider and bigger rinks, which means much more time and a bit slower game. So usually Europeans have trouble switching to North American style of play, but I'm kind of liking the style of the hockey here because I'm a bit bigger guy, so it makes me easier to get a body on the board and do the right thing. But yeah, I mean, everything's faster, more physical, guys are skilled. I would say I love it. I love the style of game and everything. So,
Matisse, what position do you play?
I'm a forward.
All right.
I'm a winger.
So you like grinding in the corner. You don't mind that at all.
No, I usually win those as well. So, well, at least I try to. But yeah, no, I don't mind that at all.
So I was at the showcase for a little while on the Saturday when they had all 34 teams from across the country in Blaine. They have 6 rinks going at all times. I mean, you could probably see everybody if you stuck around the whole 3 days. What'd you guys think of that? Was that your first experience in that kind of a tournament type of thing?
No, so for me, I played on the travel teams in Montana. So we would go to the things. I've actually been to Blaine and that exact showcase 3 times prior to this year. So it wasn't that big of a wow, but it's still is cool, and it's cool now because I'm in the league. You know, it's like I'm here and I'm here to play. You know, so I thought that was neat. Yeah.
How about the other two guys? Any experience with anything like that in the past?
I had a bit, but never as big as this. I have to say there was only like maybe 6 teams at the same place, and I have to say that I've never seen so many people with like a pen and a paper in the stands as I've seen here, and to be honest, I liked it. I liked it a lot. You know, it's just something else when you see all the teams at the same place, and you can watch as well other games in live and a bit compare yourself with the other teams. So it was nice. It was a good experience.
I think it was a cool event, and also a lot of teams together in one place, and also the rink was incredible big, and I never saw something like that before. So great experience for sure.
Awesome. Hey, well, how about giving a couple of shout outs to our sponsors? Thanks to our friends at Market and Johnson, longtime supporters of the great game of hockey and our youth throughout the Chippewa Valley region. And Kelly Heating and Electric are dedicated to serving their customers' heating and electrical needs efficiently. They have been named one of Bryant's Medal of Excellence winners. They provide expert advice from a friendly staff that can provide you with the knowledge you need to make the best decisions on your next electrical, heating, or air conditioning project. And Williams Diamond Center is a fun and friendly place to find your next sparkling signature piece. Whether you're looking for a custom designed engagement ring, an anniversary gift, or a self-purchase to celebrate yourself, Williams has price points for every story and budget. They are also buyers and sellers of estate jewelry, coins, and more.
Let's talk to the Billet families here for a second. You know, we're talking about this showcase with all these teams, and as Matisse pointed out, there's so many pens and papers in the stands. Are you guys ever approached by scouts to ask personalities or anything about the players that you're hosting?
I have never been asked anything, but there's been times where I usually stand up at the top of the rink at center ice, and you'll notice people standing there with their clipboards and portfolios and taking notes and whatever. And I've talked to a few of them, but they never really ask anything. They're on task, and I think they do this a lot, and they go from rink to rink and watch games. Now, especially we will see scouts here when we have a game that's not on a Friday or a Saturday. So, for example, they have a Thursday game coming up in a week and a half, and I'm pretty sure there'll be some people, at least from the Wisconsin Tier 3 or Division 3 colleges, will be in attendance. But you never know. Back when Adam was here, there was all kinds of, even NHL scouts showed up here, not just D1 and D3 schools, but there were NHL scouts here when Adam was here. So you never know. One of these guys could end up there.
Yep, I'm hoping that's the dream for you guys. I mean, you're here, you're playing. All of you are far from home. The goal, I'm going to guess, is probably a Division I scholarship. Is that right, or am I being too presumptuous here?
No, for me, I hadn't really had a dream of going to college until about 2 years ago when I went and I played in the Ralph in Grand Forks, and I was like, dream established. This is what I want to be doing when I'm, in college. So I would say eventually that is the hope and the goal for sure. And then after that, if I can go play pro in either the NHL, AHL, or even anywhere in Europe would be sweet too. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think everyone's dream as a little kid is to play in the NHL if you want to get a bit serious even at hockey. So, that's the, top one goal for me and I think for everyone. But yeah, I'm planning and I'm hoping I will be playing D1 college, and I think it's a great way to do it, to choose your hockey path. You get a education with it as well. I heard there's a good time. You have you get a lot of experience, and yeah, I'm hoping I'll get a chance to do so as well.
Jacob, before the mics were turned on, we talked about the position you play, which is goalie, and that one of our former guests and former Steel players, Adam Guyon, who obviously has been recognized, and as Dan had pointed out, you got a chance to go to some camps with him. Is your style of play similar to his, or do you have a whole different style of your own?
Every goalie have different style, but they have like similar schools or something like that. But I was told already by the goalie coach, like we have a similar problem maybe, like we have too aggressive positioning or something like that. So yeah, this is one thing I was told about. Like we have the same.
Okay, all right.
That's encouraging. He's up at UFD right now after playing with the Gamblers for a year too. So that's the path, guys. He was here with the USHL. Now he's with the Bulldogs. So
yeah, and I don't know how many players on the Steel have gone on to D1 scholarships. So
quite a few.
So the opportunity's there.
And Austin's already wearing the North Dakota colors right now.
That's right.
Look at
Yes.
that. You're ready. Just
He's
ready to
ready.
step right in there, buddy.
Well, let's talk about the journey to the United States to play in the NAHL. Were you guys scouted and then drafted? How did things develop that you came into the play in the NAHL?
So I had a very good season last year at Slovakia. I was playing Juniors League for 2 years there, and yeah, I had good results. Everything was perfect. We also won the title, and yeah, they scout me out like from Chippewa and from other teams from NA. And yeah, we kind of talked together with coaches, and yeah, we just said I want to go here, and they drafted me. So yeah.
Very nice. Matisse.
Yeah, it wasn't a much different situation here. My agent just told me that a team from NAHL is interested in me, and we just kind of picked up from there and set up a meeting. I talked with Doc a lot, and I was interested a lot about coming here as well, because it's so much easier to be seen by D1 schools here than back in Europe. So and from the start of the season, I'm very happy I came here. It's been really good.
You know, Austin, I want to ask you the same question, but I noticed that you use your hand to flip back that hockey flow you got going there. So I'm wondering, did you cut it a little bit before you came, and are you going to let it grow out so it flows under the helmet a little bit more, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so I did get a haircut right before I got here. I like the flow, but I don't love it, so I might have it for like another 2 weeks, but then it has to go for me, honestly. It's got to short back and sides. That's all I got to say.
Austin, I'm just going to tell you that I used to do that a lot too. So, I don't know, man.
Hey, you never know. You never
is
know
what
in
it
20 years. You never know.
He's just got.
I'm never going to do that again.
That's right.
Yeah, I know a good barber too. If you want to go that route.
Oh man!
So you guys mentioned the coaches. You mentioned Coach Doc, and so what can you tell us about Coach Ratz and Coach Doc? What do you like? Don't tell me what you don't like about them, because they might hear this. We had Coach Ratz on last year, and Coach Doc and his wife are going to be on soon. But what do they bring to the team?
I was very shocked because they are really good people and are really good coaches. I'm not only saying that because this is being recorded or anything, but they are. I was really surprised about like how good of a people and coaches they are. You can see they have a lot of knowledge about hockey. They have been through some seasons, know what to do, know what to say. And yeah, I mean, I'm really glad to be here. Really glad they see something in all of us, in me. So I don't think anyone has anything bad to say about them, even in a locker room. Anything. They've really been awesome. So yeah.
Let's talk about the expectations of the players in each of the homes. So for the Highs, when a player comes to your house, when you're meeting them for the first time, are there any boundaries, house rules, or expectations that you set for the player?
I feel like we're pretty basic. I mean, be respectful, help out where you can. We don't really have a curfew. I might stay up on the couch sometimes, see when they come home. But, overall, we kind of gauge on how they present themselves. If they're respectful, if they're thankful, grateful. We never have had any issues so far. So we do just kind of have just a very simple house rules that we give them when we meet them. And, yeah.
How about you, Dan?
Yeah, I've never really had to, or feel like I've had to, come up with some rules of don't do this, don't do that. They're all nice kids, super respectful. They'll empty the dishwasher, fill the dishwasher. There's been a couple times when my girlfriend Chris has offered to take their plates when it's time to clean the table, and usually they want to do that. They don't feel like she needs to take the plates and help clear their stuff away. They'll empty the garbage. They do all that kind of stuff. It's always interesting though when they come, they usually fill out a survey, and I don't think they filled out the survey this year like they've had in the past, but they used to have to rate the cleanliness of their room. They're almost all liars on that. Almost all liars. I've never seen a 10 in a room cleanliness.
Well, hey, let's talk about cleanliness here real quick.
I knew where you were going with
Oh my
this.
God. It's going to be a two-part question.
Nobody mentioned it,
Right.
so no one wants to go there, but we're going there.
We're going there. We know that during the season, the majority of the hockey bags and equipment are kept in the locker room here. But before the team is picked and they're showing up with their gear bag and and all the stuff that they're wearing underneath, what is the stink level at the house when these guys show up after a good game or good practice?
I remember coming home one time, and they were typically putting their stuff in the garage to air it out, and it was raining, and they decided that because the garage floor was wet already from the cars had been in and out that day, that they took all their stuff to the basement, and they had a fan blowing. It was one you could turn it, and they had the fan blowing down and all their stuff around it. And it did not take long to decide that we needed to not do that again and move that stuff out to the garage, because, oh my goodness, that was, wow, that's a whole nother level.
Hi's got anything to add to that?
Well, this year it's 4 kids in hockey, so we can't blame the smell on them because we've got a 10 and an 8-year-old that leave their stuff in the bag, and she has to force them to take it out to clean it. So,
All right.
So, guys, you've been together for a couple months now. Who's got the smelliest gear on the team?
I don't think we can even. I don't know. That's a hard question. For me, I don't go around smelling others players' gears.
And I know why, because it doesn't smell good, right?
No. But I would say one thing maybe for us, at least for me, is that you get used to the smell. I don't even smell it that much anymore. My mom always complains about it, that my hands smell because of the gloves, and I've tried to get that smell out of it as well with anything. It just sometimes doesn't go away. But for me, it's like, it smells like home, kind of. You get used to it, yeah.
How about you, Jacob? You've got the goalie gear on top of it.
I mean, yeah, I'm the same like Matis. I'm not gonna sniff anyone at anything. But the worst thing is we have a basket or something, and we are doing the laundry there. Like every guy putting there, and once a week, like every day for a week, have to someone to do laundry. But sometimes someone forgot to do it, and it smells really terrible. Yeah, Matis, huh? What do you need? Do you need something?
Yeah, he's pointing out on today. I was on. It's called Gitch. I was on Gitch this week, and and I don't know what happened. I did the Gitch. I probably used the wrong. I don't know how it's called. Degenerate or something. Detergent, and it just wasn't smelling nice. Wasn't dry as well, even though I even put it in a dryer before we came here to make it nice and warm. But yeah, I was trying something else today. So let's hope tomorrow we'll have a non-smelly Gitch and a dry one as well.
Austin, it looked like you wanted to chirp in on that a little bit.
I did, but then he rounded it out, and I was like, I guess I'll just.
He owned it. He owned it. That was awesome. Good for you. Good for you.
All right. We're going to put you guys on the spot with one question here. When you're in the locker room, how do you choose your locker stall? Is it by seniority, or is it like a rat race where you don't want to be next to that guy because he's the smelliest guy on the team after a game, so everybody's going as far away from him as you can?
I think we had name tags already, on the boxes. So yeah, that's it. And the goalies have 2 larger boxes, so yeah, like there's no much to choose from.
So forwards sit with forwards and D sit with D. Do you sit with your D partners? And line mates, or
No, we kind of got them already on the. I don't know. We got them after the training camp. We didn't choose or anything. It usually is like that as well. You just get to sit where your name tag is. You're hoping for the best spot. You never know who's beside you. You just as well kind of hope it's your buddies from before. But if it's not, you have the whole season in front of you. So I'm in the corner, which means there's pluses and minuses. I have additional stuff to put my everyday stuff on, or just like have it there, but I have a bit less leg room, which I don't like that much. But yeah, usually if you don't have name tags though, I think it usually goes by seniority. So the guys older or have some more games in the league than you, they start picking first, I think.
Sure.
Quick question for the Billet families here. Do you guys try and make every game?
We do the best we can, especially home games.
Okay. I would imagine going on the road would be a little bit more difficult.
It is, but there's a group of the Billet families. Whoever can make it will get a big van, and last year we made it to Janesville and Eagle River. This year we've been to Eagle River so far. We're planning to go to Cloquet. So,
Nice.
the close ones we like to make it to it.
Did a lot of you make it to the festival in the fall here? The showcase. So when I was there, and Chippewa scored, I mean there was a huge crowd of Chippewa people there. When the other team scored, it was a smattering of yays, but Chippewa was. I mean, guys were all decked out in their steel gear. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was probably us.
All right.
There was a good group of us, and we're pretty loud. We're pretty loud.
Nice.
But
I'm sure the guys appreciate that.
Yeah, the boys like it. So
Yeah.
I think we have a bit of an advantage. The proximity of Chippewa Falls to Blaine is pretty close, and I made it to one game this year, but other years, there's typically 4 games. This year we only had 3 up there. I don't know if that's because of the expansion in the league, but I only made 1 this year. But usually I try to make 2 or 3 of them up there, sneak up right after work or go on Friday, Saturday. But I think the proximity is a big thing for us to get fans up to it.
So guys, you've been here for a couple of home games. How do you like the fans? Fans good here? Good to you?
I mean, probably the best in the NAHL. I know I'm pretty biased, but my Billets, they are some great cheerers. So yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
so when they're in the stands.
Oh yeah.
So who's the loudest of the 2?
Conrad High. Conrad High.
Oh, look at that! Even Matisse is pointing at. Conrad, give us a little example. I mean, are you chirping from the stands? Or are you?
Saturday night was not my proudest moment, but I was chirping from the stands. I do like to be loud. I'm proud of the boys. I like to be loud.
Okay, all right. So compare the Chippewa fans to the other barns that you're playing in. Okay. Oh, Matisse, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, we have definitely the loudest cheering guys here, and I think there's a big thanks go to our Billet parents, but I like that we are getting fans on a away game as well. Feels good, always feels good hearing something, supporting, especially when you look up in the stands and see them, and it's just always put a smile on my face. So yeah, it's great.
That's pretty cool.
So you guys played up in Eagle River in the huge dome up there. What'd you think of that rink?
It's a neat rink. It's old and the ice is pretty brutal, honestly. Like there was not a lot of like deking, and it's like get it deep and go run the D through the end boards. Like, and if you don't do that, you'll probably lose to them because they know how to play on that rink. So
Sure. Yeah.
I think Mogi said it best. That rink is old. I'll tell you how old it is I played in that rink when I was 7 years old. Okay.
It was old then.
And I was old then.
Yeah.
It was old then, exactly. Still got the locker rooms downstairs. You have to go down the stairs to get to the locker rooms.
Yeah, kind of. We went down the hill a bit, but there was no stairs. It was, I think maybe that's new. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the problem is when we played there, it was hot. Felt like I was in a sauna there.
Oh,
really?
That's no fun.
Yeah.
Well, let's give a quick shout out to some more of our sponsors here, Moog. The Chippewa Steel is a proud sponsor of the Breakout Sessions podcast. If you're looking for a great night of hockey, a Steel game is the place to be. You can find their schedule online at ChippewaSteelHockey.com or by following their social media pages at Chippewa Steel Hockey. And Riverside Bike and Skate, Eau Claire's hockey headquarters, which is the oldest hockey store in the state of Wisconsin. Buy hockey gear from the people that play and know the game. And don't forget about their bicycle sales and service, as well as your paddle sports center for kayaks and canoes. And Raleigh's Coach Club in Altoona, Wisconsin, located across the street from the Altoona Ice Center on Spooner Avenue, has been a staple in the Altoona community for decades, providing support and sponsorship for youth and adult sports. Raleigh's has your favorite beverage ready and your favorite team on the screen. Mogi.
So, guys, you've been here for a couple of months. Have you had any chances to get out and about in the Chippewa community? And can you tell us what you like about the community? And I know the last year they would do a spotlight in the paper on you guys, and one restaurant came up over and over and over, and it was the Chippewa Family Restaurant. And I've been there a few times, and I know what I like about it. So, any good experiences in Chippewa Falls so far?
Yeah, so for me, before I came here, I played pickleball a lot, and I actually played in some pretty big tournaments in the cities. So I got here, and I was like, I want to see what that's like here. And it's actually pretty crazy, but there is a lot of people here that can play, and there's a lot of good players too. So for me, I would do hockey, and then I would play pickleball. Then I would hang out with the boys. So, I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot of done here so far. So, yeah.
Jacob, any good experiences you can think of in Chippewa so far, or Matisse?
I mean, I like chicken wings from Sandbar, but
From the sandbar?
yeah,
So do I.
yeah.
For me, to be honest, I haven't been much like in the city or doing anything else. I just it's actually today, Tuesday movie night. In the cinema, you can go for Tuesday only for $5 and watch a movie. And there was a lot of times, me and Boise and some other teammates just go there in a Tuesday, watch a movie, have fun, take a ride a bit, and otherwise I usually don't get out here much because there's not a lot of other billets in Chippewa Fall, so we usually hang out somewhere else. Yeah.
What do you guys do? Well, let me back up. What is a day like a practice day? Are any of you still in school where you've got to take classes?
I think I'm the only one here. Oh, no. Jacob still has it as well.
So what's your typical day, Matisse, on a practice day?
Get up, eat breakfast, go to the practice, get practice done, come home, eat, take a nap, and then I'm trying to create a routine, so I usually try to do school at least for an hour or two, but sometimes it doesn't go as planned. But
you spend more time on the school then?
that happens if the test is the next day. Yes. Otherwise, usually, hanging out with the guys, just that's one of the my favorite things to do here. Just watch a movie, play some cards, just hang out. It's very very nice. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing school too, from Slovakia, like here, and yeah, I don't really have too much to do right now from school, but yeah, it's gonna start and it's gonna be more and more and more. But yeah, like Mati said, daily routine when we have practice, it's breakfast, mostly pancakes. Then go, then go to the practice. After practice, eating, and after that, just chill and watching movies and series. That's all.
Any of you guys skiers at all that this winter you might hit the slopes, or any other winter activities other than hockey?
So I live in Montana, which is where you would typically go to ski a lot, right? I have never skied in my life. I want to, and it would be fun, but I have never gone. So maybe I should do that this year. I don't know. We'll see. But besides hockey, not a lot. There's not a lot I do.
Does the coach put any restrictions on you guys as far as activities so that you don't get hurt? Like, for instance, would he not like it if you went skiing because he doesn't want you to tear a knee?
I can imagine so. We don't have any yet, but I can imagine he will when we leave for. I guess we don't leave for Christmas, so we're here all year just to play hockey. I guess I don't know. It's kind of
I do. I started skiing actually before skating. My mom was a pretty good skier when she was little. And she put me on skis when I was around 2 years old when I started walking. Wow. So I like to ski as well. Haven't skied much in the past years just because of hockey. Lack of time, and yeah, like you said, you can easily just store a knee or something and bad things can happen. So I'm trying to avoid that, but I really like it and I hope I'm going to be able to do it this year, but I kind of don't see it when, so maybe next year. Let's hope.
Okay.
So let's talk to the Billet families a little bit. You've had experience with players. Have you had any players that had interesting nutritional needs or any favorites that they liked that was maybe unusual for your family?
Well, I mentioned the gluten-free a little bit earlier, and last year when I had the first player that was ever gluten-free, I got asked if that was okay, and we went through that, and I'm glad we went through it. And this year, when Colton came to the house, I was led to believe that he didn't. All he was gluten intolerant, and it sounded like that was a lot different, but really it's all gluten-free is basically the way he wants to eat. So last year it was a little trickier because I had two other players living with us, and they did not like the gluten-free pastas. Jacob this year has been tolerant of it and hasn't demanded to have his own pastas, but that makes it a little trickier when you have to tweak things to keep them gluten-free. It's not as bad as I initially thought it would be, but we've had players that don't like certain vegetables. You have players that don't like pork. You have players that don't. There's every year it's a feeling out process just to understand what they're gonna like, and as I said earlier, they have to tell you because you can't. I assumed that I needed to buy gluten-free bread when Colton came, and I bought 2 loaves of gluten-free bread, and I threw almost all of it away because he didn't really eat bread, but he'll eat pasta. I made cornbread the other night, and I was really surprised he ate a whole bunch of that. So they're all different. It's just interesting to see what they like and don't like.
For the highs, have you ever run into any cultural differences that you had to find a common ground with the player that you're hosting because of the different cultural ideals that they might have?
I wouldn't say that we've gone into that at all. It's been pretty much, chicken and pasta. I actually never made chicken Alfredo before the hockey boys showed up, but I learned how to make chicken Alfredo.
That's I think you're lying because it's the best chicken Alfredo I have ever had. And there's no way you just started making that. because that stuff's good.
Well, 3 years ago.
I made it
Still.
3 years ago, but it's like homemade Alfredo sauce, and I don't know. I guess they said it's top-notch Alfredo.
It's lights out.
Oh,
That's a heck of a compliment.
that's a great endorsement from
So
a
then,
hungry
Conrad,
guy.
are you feeling like your wife has become a better cook as a result of hosting these kids?
She cooks more. During the, like she was saying before, during the season we get a lot of homemade meals, and then during the summer she's like, I need a break. We're gonna have leftovers, and you guys can figure the food out yourselves.
So the players get the high along with you during the hockey season, and after that, McDonald's drive-through or whatever it is.
Pretty much. We save up the Big Mac coupons from the goal scores under the 2 minutes, and then that's our.
So Matisse and Jacob, do you ever take over the kitchen and prepare any type of cuisine that you eat from your home countries?
I was thinking about asking Christelle about making maybe something from home. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking to do that before I came here. But since we're eating so good, I really have to say we do a lot of homemade food and love it. And I just kind of don't wanna start the bad meals to come or anything. So I'm sure once this year I'm gonna try to make a lunch a bit more from like Slovenia and try to make something more like a traditional. But I don't know when I gotta pick up the courage and do it. So
In 6 years, Jacob is the one that's actually cooked the most at our house. He's a lot of variety, omelets, pancakes. He's done a lot. He helped me make some pizza bites last night.
Oh, Jacob, a little connoisseur in the kitchen.
Chef, huh?
I mean, I'm trying.
Good for you.
So is that like a second calling after hockey?
No, not really.
Okay, all right.
So, guys, who are the biggest characters on your team? If you're coming in as a brand new guy, I know most of the guys want to lay low and, just kind of feel the space out and get to know everybody. But once you've been together for a couple months, you've been on some long bus trips. I mean, who's the biggest character on the team?
Matisse.
That's a ringing endorsement, Matisse.
He's a beauty though. Like, he's a great guy. So yeah, we all love him.
maybe just I like to talk a lot, or mess around a bit and stuff. But I mean, there's some guys that are pretty vocal as well, like come close. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just me, kind of. So,
Austin or Jacob, any stories you can share about Matisse while he's sitting right here, so that we can get the true effect?
No, not anything crazy. Every day I have to drive him home, right? So every day he's out on the ice an hour. It's almost an hour, right? Like, ish. And so I'm like, I'm going home, and he's like, I'll get a ride. I'm like, okay. And then an hour later, he's like, yo. And I'm like, what's up? And he's
Everyone's gone.
And he's like, can you come get me? And I'm like, if you ask nice, he's like, please. And I'm like, okay, fine, all right. But other than that, no, he's awesome.
So what goes on the bus? Are you guys playing cards? Are you doing video games? Are you studying game film? What's a bus ride like?
For me, sleep. Sleep. That's it for me.
I'm just listening to music like whole ride, and trying to, like, on the way to the game, I'm trying to stay like prepared or something, not like get out of the focus or something, but just a routine or something like that.
yeah. So we have a 7-hour road trip ahead of us this weekend, so I bet there's gonna be a lot more of something else to do as well. But it usually goes that we have a table in the back, 2 tables. There's where usually cards are played, all the fun happening as well, kind of. But no, I think like otherwise just guys doing what they're usually doing. Some of them are just, being on their phone, watching a movie, talking with each other. But like, for me, I usually a lot just like to be on my phone a bit, listen to music as well. And when we're driving back, I always hope for to get a seat at the table and play some cards. That's always a fun thing to do.
Okay, Matish, you're getting a little covert here because I have a feeling you're the shark of the card players. How much money you making on one of these road trips?
I have to say we are playing. I mean, we are playing quite a lot, but you have bad nights and good nights. There's guys who has good nights a lot of the time, so I'm definitely not the best. But I would say I always get it around even. So I'm there for the fun and just to have some good time with the boys, and maybe if I'm lucky get some wins done and get some money.
Okay.
So billet families, have you been able to develop a bond with other billet families where you travel to games together, or maybe even get together in the summers and barbecue, hit the lake or whatever?
Yeah, I feel like when we joined as a billet family, we found our people. Like, we've made so many friends in the billet family. I think it helps when like our billet boys get along with like the other billets boys, and that's kind of how we got to know some of the billets really well. But I feel like we've made some really good friends. We grill out during the summer. We carpool, going to games and stuff, and yeah, it's a whole big family.
Nice.
I've got one last question, and this is for the players. What are your thoughts on this year's Steel team? How comfortable are you? What are your expectations for the team? What are your expectations as an individual?
I would say as the team obviously would be to hopefully win the Robertson, sorry, wrong league.
It's okay.
But I think if we play to our strengths and we play with speed, we'll be a top contender for sure. So, and then me individually, I would say just always improving, because even the pros, they have never hit a ceiling. They're always improving. They're always wanting to get better. So if they're doing that, that's what I have to be doing too. So I would say that for me, yeah, just keep going. So,
Jacob?
I mean, if we gonna do what we have to do, we can beat anyone. So that's my point of view, like on this team, and yeah, that's it.
I think we have a pretty good team this year. A lot of talented guys, and I think the team spirit is on a great level as well. I think coach said a couple games back. I think that I really agree on. It's that we're gonna be our toughest opponent this season. So I think if we just play how we can play, we can outplay anyone, be the top competitor to be on the top. So I'm really hoping for that as well. As my individual goals, I would just say, get better every day. Use the chances you get as best as you can, and that's it. Try your best.
Dan, you got
these guys, when they go up to Alaska, they're gone for 2 weeks together, and I think this is one of the earliest points of the season where they're going to go this year. They're going in the beginning of November, and they spend almost 2 weeks together, and I think they'll do an awful lot of team bonding while they're riding in airplanes, riding on buses. That traveling in Alaska, when you get to Anchorage and you got to go down to Soldotna, where they play down in Kenai, riding a bus there and seeing different things and spending a lot of time together. They're forced to bond as a team, and I think that'll be good for them that they did that very early on in the season this year.
Do you see a character change in these guys as the year progresses, as far as maturity, or maybe they're just upset because the season or game didn't go so good? What's the character change you guys see?
I guess the number of people that come to the house will change over the course of the year. They'll get to know other players. Right now, Jacob is new. Colton's gone playing poker all the time, and Jacob hasn't been going. But as the season goes on, they'll get to know each other, and they'll break out and they'll do different things. Jacob's just getting lined up to do schoolwork and stuff, so that's gonna tie him down. But also they need to get out and they need to have some fun too. I'm looking to take him up to the Twin Cities, hoping to get him to a wild game this year, up to the Mall of America, do some of that fun stuff. If I went to another country and visited with somebody else, I would like them to show me some of the stuff, and that's the goal while they're here. Is I grew up on a farm. I'm going to take them out to the farm, see that. In the past, we've taken them out and shot guns out in the woods, and that's been fun. So we just try to do stuff that they don't always get a chance to do, or see some of the stuff here in the United States that they don't know about.
Pretty cool. Gentlemen, Christelle, thank you very much for being a guest on the podcast. You guys did a phenomenal job. It was interesting as heck. Stories are great, guys. Stories are great. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, we do as well with you guys. We always appreciate you guys, and thanks for having me on. Yeah,
thanks as well for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to leave a review on your favorite social media platform. It helps Mogi and I stay in the game.
And a huge thank you to our guests, Dan Solberg, Conrad and Christelle High, Jacob Ursek, Austin Boyce, and Matisse Perchich, as well as you folks, our faithful listeners. Please remember to do business with our sponsors, the Chippewa Steel, Riverside Bike and Skate, Raleigh's Coach Club, Market and Johnson, Williams Diamond Center, and Kelly Heating and Electric. Please follow us on your favorite social media platforms, and remember, folks, until next time, keep your head on a swivel and stay on your inside edges.